set. Yeah.
Okay, I don't pay attention to that.
Scoop, are you live, my friend?
Yes.
All right. Scoop wanted to open the show with some Eagles news. Scoop, go ahead.
Okay, I didn't know if you still wanted me to share it because I know.
Yeah,
Brandon,
no. Please do. I want your guys' reaction to it before we
All right,
start here.
So mercifully, some positive news in the 215. The Eagles got report today that right tackle Lane Johnson is going to be returning to practice this week with the capacity to be back in game potentially as soon as, not this week, but the following.
Oh, following week. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, that's got to relieve some tension.
Yeah, especially like you're not going to need him. You shouldn't need him against Washington, but against the Bills, yeah, that's big. So
yeah.
You need all against Buffalo. Even though Buffalo's kind of been scuffling against them, you're going to need all hands on deck.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Scoop this earlier. Who created area codes? Does anyone know? What do area? I know why area codes exist, but like, who created them? Shane, do you know?
I don't know that.
I mean, how long of an answer do you want?
I don't know. Are you searching it up?
No, because I know like the general.
What's the general? I know. I kind of. What is the general reason?
So here we go.
It started back. It literally started back when like Bell and like those systems began, like back in the late 1800s.
Yeah, AT&T actually.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Which was originally Bell Technologies. In fact, my grandfather, the Browns fan, actually worked for them as a higher up for many years.
Right, and now Bell is like I think it's a different company, but Bell's big in Canada.
Yeah, but basically that originally, that system was, with the exchanges that they had, they were originally called number plan area codes or something like that. And essentially they were first used with like operators to kind of sort of direct calls in different areas, and kind of just siphon those out to different and kind of streamline them out. In fact, New Jersey, I think, used the first area code. Used the first area code call to make to a city in California in the early 1950s. It was. I don't know how far you are from Englewood, Brandon, but it was from Englewood.
Yeah, not that far. I don't think.
Yeah.
Shane, do you know that we got a new area code in Seattle like last year? There's like a new Seattle area code somewhere. Why are we coming up with new area codes? Do we need new ones?
Yeah, because there's so many people moving here.
Yeah.
They literally ran out of phone numbers.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, that's why about 20 years ago in New York, that's why they went from 212 to adding 646. And then I told you the story, Rob, about how here our area code 716, we got 585 as like a offshoot right before I was born, and that's why all the numbers that we have up here are 585 now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because 716 now is
201 for Brandon. Yeah,
is mostly Buffalo.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, let me introduce the crew: Brandon, Shane, Scoop, and myself, Robert. Thank you for joining us on our little escapades to begin the show, because it's what
how you doing, fellas?
Good. How are you all doing?
Doing all right.
It's almost midnight, and I'm talking football with my buddies. Can't be much better than that.
No,
I'm thriving and surviving, fellas.
Yes. Okay. So this is not a question, because I don't even know. I don't know where to go with this. I really don't. Except I just have to mention this, and we can go from there. The Miami Dolphins under Tua Tagovailoa, under Tua, and I guess under Mike McDaniel as well, because it kind of intertwines. Under 40-degree Fahrenheit weather.
Oh, sorry.
No, Scoop, go ahead.
I mean, all I was fixing to say was that it could potentially also go back to his time with Brian Flores, not just Mike McDaniel.
Yes. That's what I was thinking too. I think it's just under Tua as a whole. So under 40-degree Fahrenheit weather, the Dolphins under Tua are 0-8. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go from there, but that is the only thing I could come up with to talk about this game because the Steelers ran amok in the second half and basically ended it. So there you go, 0-8.
I'll say this. I'm absolutely shocked that a small quarterback that gets banged up all the time is playing less well in late December when he leaves South Florida. I can't. I'm shocked.
Right.
Well, and being
sarcasm sign here.
Well, and being a born and raised in Hawaii, that doesn't help either.
I you know what? I honestly even forgot to mention that. Great point.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Hawaii most months of the year. No matter what, it's 80 degrees during the day and 70 degrees at night in July and January. Like it's
this is a show tradition that will continue this year. Shane during Christmas time is going to Hawaii, and Brandon knows this. What ends up happening is he's always not here for like one of the Sunday Monday splits, and in the middle of the show he just hops in and says hi
from the beach usually.
Does he hop
from the beach?
Yeah,
like literally from the beach, just relaxing.
Yeah, we can
rubbing
hear
in
the
our
waves
faces.
in the background.
We can hear the waves in the background.
I remember last year it was Thanksgiving Day. I was in Hawaii.
Well, we did the Black Friday show. That was our first Black Friday show last year.
Right. So you were doing that. And I literally got off the plane that day. And I called in. I saw that they were in Discord recording. So I went in and I just on my phone and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, fellas?" And it was like 9:00 at night local time. I'm on the beach in shorts and a t-shirt in the end of November. And they're sitting there talking about Tenet, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just, sitting here hanging out." Some stray cats running by, but
it's just tradition at this point. Brandon, do you have anything? This is not a question. I don't even know how to spin this, but do you have anything on the 0-8?
Anytime you've said this is not a question in 10 minutes.
It's not a question. I don't know. This is not the way I'm supposed to start these conversations, but it's the only thing we can talk about with Miami.
It's like we're not surprised. It was like, I saw people that were what was crazy was, and I told people this like during the week, and everybody's like, "Oh, like, Dolphins have won 4 straight. They're gonna go play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not that great this year." I'm like, "Yeah, neither are the Dolphins." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah,
it's 20 degrees
like,
in Pittsburgh. Like, what do you mean?"
The weather report tells me who's gonna win when it comes to the Dolphins. The weather report doesn't lie. So it's like if it's cold, I don't care if it's the Cleveland Browns or I almost said Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders. I don't care. If it's 40 degrees and they were to play outside, I'm picking the other team. I'm not picking the Dolphins. So like I don't care if it was Jamarcus Russell playing. I'm not picking the Dolphins. So I'm watching today. I mean, you know what the weirdest part of the game was, and this is why I'm just like, it's just it seems kind of damning to me. Why does Miami just wave the white flag by the end of the third quarter and say, "No, like, you're playing for your season"? It's like, do you know that?
Well, because they didn't. They had minus 20, and maybe not, but theoretically,
I don't think Miami knew.
Well. Here's the thing. They had minus 20 total yards by the end of the third quarter. By the middle of the third quarter, we knew the game was over.
Like, I can't understand. But it's like you still have a whole quarter and a half to go. It's like, yeah, you're down by like 18 at that point, whatever it is. But that's not a lot in football. That's 3 scores, but that's not a lot. If you score by the end of that quarter, you're only down by like 10 going into the fourth. So, like, I don't understand the lack of urgency when your season's on the line. Like, I might get it if it's like 2 minutes to go and the Steelers just scored a touchdown on you, and it's like, okay, now it's over. But you're going into that end of that third quarter, whole 15 minutes left to go in the fourth, whole new quarter. It's like, yeah, it's a 25-point game, but it's not like that. It's not like that's insurmountable. I mean, that's a lot. But hell, we've seen games this year. That's not insurmountable. So I don't understand their thought process of, oh yeah, we're just gonna play this like we're down by 3 or down by 7, not down by 20. Like I don't understand the lack of urgency. I don't understand the no, there's no hurry up, and it was weird. But they get to around the 3 minute mark, then they start doing hurry up. Why? Where was that 5-10 minutes ago? Like it just doesn't. They didn't make sense all night. It's like you literally just you played the steal, and it's funny because Miami over the years we always talk about this, like how Miami when they had more so of a prime Tyreek Hill and their offense was really fast, like that they like to play fast and things like that. But like that's just completely gone from them now. You played the Steelers brand of football tonight, and that clearly didn't work. So I don't know what the hell Miami's doing. Their season's over. It's whatever. Sorry, Sarish, but he's at the game tonight. So
sorry, bud.
yeah,
Shane, as a coach, I mean, when you start thinking when you're down by like 2-3 scores, like, hey, we gotta push this, we gotta go a little harder offensively.
I mean, in my experience, that motor never really turns off. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it might, but you can't show it. Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I have not found myself in that situation very many times in my life. But
Good.
when I have, it happened once this year. You just gotta be on the sideline and say, hey, I've come back from bigger deficits than this, which is true. I have, and just preach the idea. It's like, it's not over till it's over. And even if the score seems crazy, it's like, let's go down with pride and not because we don't give a crap, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and hell, in this league, I mean, the obvious example is the Super Bowl with the Falcons and the Patriots. But even if you remember, there was a Colts Vikings game a couple years ago, a Saturday afternoon, where they were down by the Vikings, I think,
it was like 30, wasn't it?
It was like 35.
It was a lot.
And the other team came back and won. Like, in this league, you never know. Scoop, do you have any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Like on the that
just
specific
the sense of urgency
on the game.
Yeah, just the you can go on the game as a whole as well, but just on that sense of urgency piece.
I mean, I think and I think probably most people on the show know from what I've spoken about in the past, I'm always tend to be more in favor of playing to win rather than playing not to lose, playing with aggression. And that tends to really tie in and kind of go hand in hand with playing with urgency. But also like this, there's obviously, so there's relativity when it comes to things like urgency and things of that nature. Obviously, there's a level of urgency when you have when it's like, if you don't get this, you might lose the game. There's a next level when it's like, if you don't get this, your season might be over. Mike McDaniel was looking at a situation where if he doesn't have this, he might lose his job. So I don't know how much more could have been on the line for him. So unless maybe he already has been given behind the scenes, already been given one way or the other, already been given the indication that, hey, no matter who the new GM is, we're going to make sure you stay here.
Yeah, true assurances, whatever that word is. Assurances. Yeah, there we go. Jesus.
Like again, and some of that, I mean, quite frankly, I'm not going to be thrilled. Okay, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. So obviously, I've spoken highly at times about, at least in terms of a football IQ, about McDaniel. That being said, when they ousted Chris Greer, to me, obviously they indicated they're going to bring in a new head of football ops. Provided they bring one in from external, that seemed to indicate to me, seemingly, that he would get to be the one to decide whether or not McDaniel stays as head coach.
Yes.
Because the last few years, we've seen plenty of times heavy-handed owners and meddling owners basically, the ones who have basically said, we're going to already pair you with our new head or with our existing head coach, that turns off general managers most of the time.
It turns off candidates too. Like that's the thing.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. It turns off general manager candidates because obviously they have a vacancy right now, and vice versa. If you are hiring for a new head coach, typically, that can also be the case. I think it's less the case in that scenario, but but again, this is far from the first time I've been critical of the Dolphins' management structure or lack thereof. But
hell, their owner barely stays in Miami. He's always in New York.
But it's weird. Stephen Ross has a weird habit of being out of the way when he should be more involved, and being heavy-handed when he should get himself out of the way. So, I don't really follow what the vision is here. Quite frankly, I think Coach McDaniel can do better than this job. And so I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for him if they do decide to move on. But they really need to nail this GM hire, because and not only that, but Stephen Ross needs to actually entrust football. I won't say autonomy, but football oversight.
Football people to do football things. How about that?
Yeah. In fact, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but that's actually a quote from that my Nono used plenty of times as well. So
yes.
good to have that influence down here. But yeah, and that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to keep business, keep finances, and keep football. When you see people start to have the crossover, that's when you start to see problems.
Yeah. The Bengals also did something stupid that showcased their organization this past week. So this whole saga is very fascinating.
I meant to mention this yesterday, and I completely forgot.
I was going to mention it yesterday too, and we just didn't have time because obviously we did the show earlier in the day. Shane, I don't know if you've heard about
and yet
this.
Still went until almost 10 o'clock.
Yes. Shane, do you know what happened with the Bengals this weekend, or is this new to you?
Well, they were shut out, right?
Well, no yes, but something else. Okay. So the Bengals, so there's NFL rules and regulations.
This sounds like a The Onion article, to be honest with you.
It does.
It does. Yeah. It absolutely does. But Pro Football Talk and a bunch of others reported, but mostly PFT reported it. And I always scroll through like my Google search.
I forgot PFT was still a thing. I used to be all over that damn site when I was like 12, 13, 14.
I still love it. What happens is, just out of curiosity, whether it's post-credit scenes or whatever, on the left side of my screen on my phone, they have like the Google News kind of thing that's tailored to you. So there's sports stuff, entertainment, gaming, whatever. So I scroll through it like once or twice a day just to see what's on there. And usually PFT comes up. When PFT comes up, it's always like, oh, there's something interesting here. So this is a whole saga that's very, very weird. So, and Mike Florio, I think, was the one who wrote the article. So if I say anything, a lot of it is based on what he wrote. So all credit to him and his team there. So the Bengals obviously had a snow game. And there's a lot of rules with fans and relegations about where they're sitting, all these different things. There's a very famous one, which is if a certain, and this is the case for the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, everything here in America. And I think also in Canada as well. I don't know about other countries. I just know here locally. The biggest one is if you don't get a certain number of fans in the stadium, the game is completely blacked out in your area and you can't watch it.
Yeah,
that is a very puzzling thing that they've always done. I don't know. It's never affected the NFL. I think it's only affected them maybe once or twice over the last 20 some odd years because teams are just that bad and people don't care. Anyway. Which is kind of funny because there was nobody at the Giants game and they still hit the threshold somehow this weekend. I don't know how. Anyway,
they still what now?
They still hit the threshold and there was nobody at the Giants game this weekend. Anyway,
it's funny to hear you say nobody was at the Giants game because if I look at my social media, if I look at my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Facebook, or my X, it just felt like half my social circles were at the
Yeah,
Giant
because they still want to support their team even though their team is dog crap.
True.
Okay.
I guess the fact that we went to college in New Jersey probably also slanted for us.
Yeah.
So to continue. So that's the famous one. The other one is, which by the way, teams like Buffalo have asked their fans to help with this.
I was just going to say that too.
Which is, hey, can you come early, help clean the arena, help clean the seats as best as you can? It's not always perfect in Buffalo, especially, but help us out. And there's still a lot of snow in the seats, but they do their job and try to get the seats as clean as possible.
They also give the fans in Buffalo an incentive to do it too. Like it was something.
They got paid. They got a bunch of good food. They do the best they can, right? It's not perfect because there's always snow accumulated, whatever. But Cincy didn't do that, and so Cincy decided, hey, we're not going to do it, and we're going to make getting to your seat the most painful fucking thing in the world, with snow on the stairs, snow in your seats. It was awful. And so the NFL could find the team a late round draft pick. I think you can get a late round draft pick. You can get the team fine, stuff at the stadium, because you want to keep the fans as safe as possible. Now, here's the kicker. After Mike Flory reported that, and we all went, oh my God, how stupid is this? Like, help your fans out kind of thing. The NFL themselves released a statement and said they followed all the rules and regulations pretty much to a T. There wasn't that much accumulation. It was fine. Even though, if you look up this story, there is a mountain of snow on the seats. So the NFL said it was fine, even though it clearly wasn't. So there's your kicker.
I don't understand covering for a crap franchise. I don't understand why you would cover it up. That makes no sense.
Two words, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You know how much money that guy makes the NFL?
Yeah. No, that's true too.
A lot.
When he actually plays.
Yeah.
But it's just I can't imagine though, that's the thing though, is this isn't 1950 and they release a newspaper statement saying, oh, there wasn't a lot of snow. No, we can see there was a lot of snow. It's 2025. We have cameras and video. That exists these days.
And TV and social media and, something going on in Kansas, we can learn about it in New York in a matter of, 5-10 seconds.
Right.
That's so stupid. What else do we expect from what we would call our slang term for them, a poverty franchise? Well, what do we expect any different from the Cincinnati Bengals at this point? Everything that they do is just the definition of how garbage and how idiotic are you. It makes no sense.
Especially to your fans who are going to your stadium, paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to go to your game. Hell, Scoop went to a game in the freezing, flipping cold, and it was hard for him to even get to his seat.
Don't even get me started because, excuse me, if I talk about my thoughts about Huntington Bank Stadium on here, I will not be allowed back at Huntington Bank Stadium.
Well, no, but you did it. You did it 2 weeks ago in the most PG way that you could. And it explains how bad poverty franchises are with even helping their fans get to the damn seats. It's ridiculous.
If they paid half of what they paid Deshaun Watson to modernize that parking lot, modernize the accessibility getting from the parking lot to the seats, and modernize the accessibility within the seating the seating part of that. We had really freaking good seats. The fact that the accessibility down there even sucked. If they spent half of what they paid to Deshaun Watson on that type of stuff, guess what? That stadium would have a hell of a lot more, near or at capacity, and they'd probably be able to fund a half decent quarterback.
Yeah, it's true. Shane, what is your reaction to hearing that the Bengals just didn't help their fans get to their seats?
And just got a slap on the wrist for it? Yeah.
Or not even a slap on the wrist. Nothing. The NFL released a statement saying they didn't violate any rules.
Actually, no, true. Instead, they got a hug. Yeah, it's
A hug, and Joe Burrow got a nice smoochy.
yeah. Apparently, no, it's so
and
dumb.
it's just and you know what? It's amazing, and it's actually it's so perfect that you brought up my trip to Cleveland, because Cleveland, their owner Mike Brown, who was he related to? Paul Brown, the guy who started freaking Cleveland Brown.
Oh my god!
And Paul Brown is probably rolling in his freaking grave at what his grandson's doing.
Yeah. All right, Shane. Continue on from there.
Oh my gosh, Scoop. We have the same bottle.
Same bottle of water.
Bro, I swear by essential water, this shit's great.
I'm
Same.
literally drinking.
God.
The ionized alkaline.
Yeah,
Love it.
my mom and I both love this. So, excuse me, at Seton Hall, I would literally go across. Like there were vending machines. There would be vending machines close to where I was, and I would go across to Jubilee Hall because that was the only vending machine that had these.
Jesus. Yeah.
On God, I would go across to Jubilee Hall, which Brandon knows was literally the other side of campus from anything in the business school.
Yep.
Or sorry, for anything in the arts and sciences, rather.
Yeah, arts and sciences.
But hits different.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you had it easy.
We need to do a show on each of our campuses, just in the middle of our campus.
Scoop had it easy. He was in the Stillman School of Business, so it was like that all right there. Like,
well,
Jesus.
well, except for the fact that my Stillman classes were like, but like I had 3 minors, none of which were, or only one of which was in Stillman. So that was only half my classes.
Yeah.
And most of them I finished during freaking COVID. By the time I got back here, I was mostly doing by the time I got back there, rather, I was mostly doing arts and sciences classes anyway.
Oh God.
Yeah, Shane. Anything on the Bengals being stupid? Anything else since you first heard that?
No, I mean, it's not surprising. This is the Bengals we're talking about. Like,
yeah,
yep.
That's
just how they operate.
Bengals. Yep.
Everything about the Bengals can be summed up in one word:
poverty.
Cheap. Well,
Cheap
yeah,
and poverty. Yeah. Okay.
I know a guy who's a Bengals and Dodgers fan. And I said,
how is that possible?
And I said, that's the most.
Actually, you know what? As weird as that sounds, I get it. I'll put it that way. I get it. You're a well-rounded sports fan.
But no, I was like, that's the most ironic pair you have. Literally.
I'm gonna assume that. Because the Bengals were decent in the '80s with Boomer Esiason and Chris Collinsworth and Ickey Woods, and
it's because he's from New Mexico.
I forgot Ickey Woods was a Bengal. I only remember him as a 41er.
Really?
Oh, New Mexico.
Well,
okay.
Well, and also from the Cold Cuts commercial.
Yes, Cold Cuts.
44. That's me, baby. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so wait. So the New Mexico thing, does that explain the Cincinnati part? Where's the Dodgers part?
No, it's neither. It's just like people from an area where there's no sports teams just pick whoever,
And honestly, LA and Cincinnati are probably equidistant from freaking New Mexico.
Oh yeah, because you know what's funny is like, a lot of people from New Jersey are mostly Knicks fans. But what's like when I tell people like, oh, you're not a Knicks fan, I'm like, no. They're like, oh, so what are you? Celtics? I'm like, do you remember the team that played in New Jersey for 40 years? They were called the Nets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I genuinely almost became a Kings fan only because they were in Rochester like 50, 60 years ago.
Oh my God.
But then I realized, you know what? Do I want to wait until 10 or 11 o'clock at night every night to watch a team that is generational levels of ass? No, I don't think so.
I will say this about Sacramento. Everyone gives Sacramento crap. Some of the best people ever. I went to the summer league at the Kings Golden.
Oh, the actual location of Sacramento.
Yeah, I love. Sacramento.
Okay.
I went to Golden One and I literally made friends at the game.
That's so cool.
It was amazing.
I've only been to one city in California, and it was San Diego.
I love
and
San Diego.
and I only went there for
San
the winter
Diego's
meetings.
great.
I went there for the winter meetings twice. I was there when we re-signed Garrett Cole in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so Shane,
Brandon, I told you that story. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Brandon, I told you that story about Jeff Passan, right?
no,
Yeah.
you told it on this show.
Yeah.
I did tell you.
told
Okay,
it-
sorry.
You told us on this show. Shane, I had a very upsetting rant on this show about the Seattle Seahawks playing like absolute crap yesterday against 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Is there anything you would like to say about it?
I wouldn't say they were crap. I mean,
Offensively, 18 points, really?
well, yeah, offensively they were great between the 20s. It's just that from 20 and on, this has been their problem all year. They're great between the 20s, but in red zone or when they're backed way up, ooh, not good. It's not good at all.
They didn't even run the ball that much, which was surprising because that's the calling card.
Yeah, and which I get it because I mean Indy's run defense is pretty good. It's their best defense. That's abysmal, especially considering all the injuries in their secondary. So yeah, it's also just the weird thing of like Seattle, for whatever reason, in the Mike McDonald area is twice as good on the road as they are at home.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because it's geographically the most isolated place, NFL city that is. It's you'd think them going on the road. I mean, they got to go a long ways whenever they're on the road, unless it's like a California team or whatever. But and then you would think with how loud the stadium is and how far of I mean, it's a 6-hour journey for an East Coast team. They're not used to that. You'd think they'd be all screwed up and but no, it's like whatever. It's
they're better playing at a 10 a.m. Pacific clock game on the East Coast than they are at home. It's wild.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but anyway. Yeah. So for that reason, as a fan, I'm almost hoping they get the 5th seed, as opposed to getting like the 1 or 2.
Well, yeah,
just to play on the road.
And you're gonna get the winner of the crappiest division in football.
Exactly.
South.
Yeah.
So anyways,
please make that game like the first game on Saturday, so we can just get it out the way.
Oh, it should be.
Please, I just
get
it
it
out
game in the
way.
morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make it the first game on Saturday, so we can get it the hell out the way. Don't put it on a Monday night. Don't put it on a nightcap on Sunday. Just put it the first game on Saturday. Give it to ESPN because they always get the crappy games for some weird reason. I don't know why. Give it to ESPN and let's just get it over with. Anything else, Shane? Before you want to talk about the brilliant Sean McVay Rams offense?
I can't wait for the whiteboard segment.
Yes, I'm very excited for this. But anything else?
That's what I was getting hyped up for.
Yes.
No, I have nothing else.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's fine. Let's do the Rams offense.
Okay. Do you guys notice a common trend for the Rams when they run the football? Like, let me rephrase that. Or let me get more specific.
Okay.
I'm off to a great start here. Do you notice what their personnel is? Most of the time when they run the ball.
You talk about like 11 versus 12?
Yeah.
What does that even mean, first off?
12 is, if I remember correctly, 12 is 2 tight ends and 11 is 3 receivers, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so how you think of it is the first number is how many running backs you have. The second number is how many tight ends you have.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So like 11 is one running back, one tight end, and then how many receivers would that be?
It would still be 3 receivers, right?
3,
Or
right?
yeah.
Because
my bad.
you have 5 total. Anyways, so the Rams oftentimes, when they're running the ball, are in 13 personnel. 1 running back, 3 tight ends, and then 1 receiver.
And they have a lot of good. They have a lot of good blocking tight ends to fill those spaces too.
Right. So
Ferguson.
in a sense, I mean, the reason a lot of their run plays are so successful is because they have 8 really solid blockers. Right.
I'm just going to pause you really quick. I'm sorry, Brandon, that you're hearing this because this is going to remind you of Grant Calcaterra. When he has some...
I checked. Grant Calcaterra is literally rated as the worst blocking tight end in.
I told you. I told you.
Wait, Scoop. Are you saying in the league he's rated as the worst blocker?
Yes,
are you kidding? Oh my
God! Go back before
Brandon. Brandon, respectfully, you call somebody on the Eagles the worst in the league every single week. So I had to make sure. I had to check and see if it was actually.
That one I said I know for a fact is right. Even if I'm not sure what the numbers are, I know for a fact that's right.
All right, Shane, continue.
So, a lot. So, and this is where the Rams get people in trouble. They come out in this formation. The formation itself, I should mention, is called it's called heavy 13 stack left for this particular play. So let's just look at it. So when you have, as you can see, there is 3 tight ends. So Y is obviously like the number 1 tight end. F in this case, F is usually slot receiver, but in this case, it's the 2nd tight end. And then U is the 3rd tight end that's on the line. Okay. I don't know why it's U. Don't ask. And then obviously, you have your X receiver over here. So it's heavy. It's 13, 1 back, 3 tight ends. 13 heavy, stack left. So stack left because you have 2 tight ends stacked over here on the left side. Okay. So what the Rams do here, they come out in this formation. And then not Dallas, Detroit, defensively, they come out in a 4-6 look here. They've got 8 guys in the box and only 3 DBs. Okay. And all 8 of these guys rush. Because when Stafford snaps, he's under center, right? He goes back like he's going to hand it off. But instead, he rolls out on play action. Now, the offensive line and all the other blockers, they go forward like it's a run block. So everybody blitzes. They go right here to stop the run. However, what the Rams do here, they run what's called a flood concept. Have you guys seen this in Madden?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the flood concept.
Do you know what it means? It's okay to say no.
No, literally, I could draw a picture of it. I couldn't explain it.
Okay, so that means
I'm a visual learner.
That's all right. So flood is where
isn't like all guys are going to the same kind of like the side of the rollout, I guess, in that case.
Bingo.
Like you're flooding one area.
Yeah, you're flooding one side. Yeah.
You have 3 guys Oh, that was uneven.
By the way, Josh is in the chat. I just said hi to him. He said one thing he said about the
What's up, TC
ticket
man?
thing that we talked about. When we talked about with the tickets, he said because the tickets are sold, people just don't go. That is also true.
Wait, can I ask a question to Josh real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh, he's a Jets fan, right?
Yep.
Yes, he is a Jets
Josh,
fan.
your Jets just fired Steve Wilkes Booth. Oh my God, Steve Wilkes.
Where did the booth come from?
John Wilkes Booth,
I
Abe
mean,
Lincoln's assassin.
how bad the Jets are? Yeah, sure, he shot Abe Lincoln.
That's getting clipped out for the editing.
I was gonna say I need to clip this.
I can't remember my damn question now.
No, you were asking about Steve Wilkes and what you think about him being fired.
I was asking, does he think Chris Harris has a shot at the permanent job?
I'd probably say yes. Oh my God, what a moment! Jesus Christ.
Steve Wilkes Booth.
Might as well be.
Anyways, so Flood.
Josh is dying in the chat right now. He's dying. What did you say? Chris Harris being the full time? Let us know, Josh, if you like
was
that.
named the interim.
Oh my God, Josh is dead about that. That's great. And Josh said probably. He feels okay with it. Okay. All right, continue, Shane, before we start losing our gas here.
Yeah. Okay. So they run this Flood concept.
I can't. That's gonna take a while for me to get over.
Is there any relation? Can we look that up?
No, there's not. I'm telling you,
It's not even spelled the same way.
There's definitely not. Okay.
Booth has an E in it.
One more.
All right, football.
One more thing. One more thing, though. Why do famous assassins?
Oh my God! Wait,
Why
you started.
No. Why do they always go by three names? Like John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Anyways,
why do
okay.
famous assassins? That's the
all right.
question.
We're back. We're back. Okay, so Flood. Yes, you have three routes going to one side of the field. In this case, it's the boundary side. And more importantly, you have one going to short, one intermediate, one deep. Okay. So essentially what you're doing is you're trying to force two defenders.
My bad. Josh just said he doesn't like Aaron Glenn, so there's that piece of it. Very interesting.
No, I don't either.
I don't either. Okay, continue, Shane.
So you get three receivers being defended by two DBs, essentially. So what happens is the warrior, the strong side backer, he starts blitzing, but then when he realizes Colby Parkinson is not blocking him and is instead running past his ass, he has to turn around as fast as he can and try and follow him. But by that point,
that's not going to work.
Have fun with that big guy that you're trying to chase who runs 20 miles an hour. Have fun,
right? And then the boundary corner is keeping up with the X here, so he's like about here at this point, and the safety is kind of going deep because he sees X gunning over there, and then it leaves wide open space right there.
Easy.
Gets the throw in, and then touchdown.
Touchdown in this case. Okay.
To their credit, boundary corner did see it and ran back and tried to make the tackle, but he stiff-armed him into orbit. And then by that point, safety was pretty deep. So
it's simple, but it's genius. Is basically your point.
Yeah, because everybody is drawn down here because that's where the run is and that's where they're expecting. So then it leaves all this open space over here where they're flooding. You know, so
Yeah, that's sick.
and the Rams, and I bring this up specifically because the Rams run this 13 heavy personnel a lot, and they do flood a lot, and they always get guys to bite on it because they run repeatedly out of this formation. And this is something that an old offensive coordinator of mine, Robert, you know him, who he always taught me. And he said, it's a great idea to run repeatedly to draw the defense in and then go over the top when they're not expecting it. And that's exactly what the Rams do. So, yeah, and they can they can capitalize on it when they're running that 13 personnel all the time. So, yeah, and it helps when you have tight ends that are as fast as Colby Parkinson, like who can outrun pretty much any linebacker in the NFL. So,
And as physical as that group is, that's one of the most physical tight end groups in the league right now.
yeah,
No.
yep.
All right.
So there you go.
Well, we're about done. But Scoop suggested something really fun that he's going to start doing on this show and his show. What's the Scoop? And it only makes sense that he's wearing a Jolly Crew shirt. Excuse me for this. Because Scoop was like, hey, for post credit scenes, can I, every week or so do like some holiday cheer? We're all have seasonal depression. The only thing keeping us grounded is the show and football being crazy and stupid. So Scoop, bring us some holiday cheer. What do you have for us today? Scoop, are you muted again? Hold on.
1 second, he says.
That is the gift. His silence.
Yeah.
The
damn hard after that Steve Wilkes.
Okay, well, what holiday cheer do you have for us, my friend?
So I mentioned that I wanted to share this just because I thought it was a feel good story that I wanted to mention. So I know it's not one of the more well followed or highly followed college football teams or universities. However, there's a coach for Tulane football who is leaving to take another job. I believe it's in either Florida or Miami. John Sumrall. And as he was leaving in a sort of good faith offer to his now former university in Tulane, donated to their NIL fund at the level of $100,000.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I just knowing where people are, and how much controversy there is in the NFL NIL right now, and how much there's discussion about coaches leaving or one thing or another, and the manner in which they leave, and how it affects players, and one thing or another, how it affects overall programs. I just thought that was a great gesture, and I admired that. I have a lot of respect for Tulane for myriad reasons. I've been fortunate to I know people who have gone there. I know people who I've been in contact with people who have been employed there over the last few years, and just hats off to that program and to Coach Summerall. And I hope that things go well for him as he relocates to Florida, because seems like a great man who made a great gesture to his now former employer, and just wanted to tip my hat off there.
That's such a great way to start the segment. I can't wait for more of that over the next few weeks. That's a great way to start it.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. For those wondering, yes, we were supposed to do Das Boot today, but for some stupid ass reason, in America primarily, you can only watch the director's cut. And heaven knows we're not going to watch a 3 hour and 35-minute movie for this show. So we're going to do The Pianist on Thursday instead, Shane, do you want to do like a quick preview of The Pianist before we talk about it on Thursday?
It's basically about a pianist who
that much we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be about a chicken sandwich.
who
End of synopsis. Done.
and he is living in Poland in the late 1930s, early 1940s. And if you know anything about history, you know what was going on in Poland that time of the world. And he was a Jewish man, and I think it's based on a true story. But it's about him seeing his city and his country slowly being taken over by the war and the kind of the Nazi regime and everything. And it's very interesting. It's a great kind of perspective piece, and just feels very real, but in a kind of in like a haunting way. It's very good, So I wanted this week to be like our historical drama. And Das Boot is, it's that, but it's also kind of like a psychological thriller too. This one, not so much, but it's still going to be great. So
Yeah. So we're going to do that movie on Thursday, and then we're going to do Shane's next movie on Monday or next Monday. You know what? I wasn't excited for Monday Night Football next week, but I'm way more excited for it now. It's Niners Colts with Phillip Rivers starting. We get to see 4 quarters of Phillip Rivers on national TV next week. So that's going to be very
hopefully he plays even better, because you figure that game against Seattle is to kick off the rust.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Before we go, Scoop, I also know that you had some trivia for us this week that we didn't get to.
It was just one question.
Yes.
And so yesterday, it was mentioned on one of the broadcasts, so you might already know the answer. But so one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, George Seifert, had the all-time record has the all-time record for most wins in his first 5 seasons, 62. And Paul Brown, longtime Browns coach, I mentioned him. This is probably the third Paul Brown mentioned on this freaking show. Has 57, and a coach in the NFL tied him yesterday with 57 of his own. Did anyone catch who that coach was?
It's not Mike McDaniel or Mike McDonald.
Sirianni?
Yep.
It was Sirianni?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
I was gonna say I can't answer, but then I would have gave you guys the answer. So
Yeah.
It makes sense that it's Sirianni with all the Super Bowl appearances and stuff. All right, that's good.
And the only I mean, obviously I brought it up because it was cool, but it's just because I hear so much about the anybody, not just in Philly, about the coach, the all-time great coaches. And it's like, well, he had this quarterback, or we do the reverse, where it's like this quarterback is like, well, he had one of the greatest coaches ever. Like, I feel like we delegitimize greatness for one person because they had somebody else great, and I don't know.
You need the duo, right? You always need the duo, right?
Yeah. So for me, I'm just somebody who likes to respect greatness. I have a lot of respect for guys like George Allen, George Seifert, Paul Brown, obviously, Mike Shanahan, and the list goes on and on. So I just thought that was really cool to see him be able to get that achievement, especially with all the heat he's been under recently.
What was great to see too. So there's three quarterbacks in the NFL who are tied for the league lead in 25+ yard touchdown passes.
I saw who this is. It's Jalen Hurts, because everyone says he can't throw. Stupid idiot.
Yeah,
So
it's Hurts, and the other two guys are still in the MVP race, Allen and May. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So there we go. I snuck in the only Philly mention I'll push for tonight, but I just it was I thought it was genuinely interesting information.
oh, do we also said that we were going to we were going to touch on it, I guess, real quick, but I don't know if you guys still want to about JJ McCarthy taking down the Cowboys.
Yes. I mean, I know that you guys are happy about it because you're
Well,
one game away from winning the
yeah.
division.
I mean, I'm happy. I mean, I'm also happy
Shocked.
about it because I was pushing the JJ McCarthy to Minnesota narratives during the draft, so I'm happy about it for that reason too.
So yeah. I mean, look, JJ had a good game, but my whole thing with that game, I was like, during the game, I was like, this is why we did the show early because these defenses just stink. Shane, do you have anything on that game? Like, these defenses just suck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Minnesota's defense sucks necessarily, but
They had a game earlier this season where they looked at the Purple People Eaters were back.
Yeah.
For the first month and a half, they were a top 5 defense, and it just fell.
Yeah, and I just think Dallas offensively is just great.
Yeah,
but defensively, yikes. So
can't believe a Matt Eberflus defense that has been decimated with personnel the last couple of years is that fringy.
I will say there are some lineage of Cowboys fans, and Shane has talked about how fun the Cowboys offense is in his whiteboard segments. There are Cowboys fans calling for Brian Schottenheimer to be fired. I don't know how you.
God, stop!
I
don't know how you can say that with what he's done with that group here.
I was super critical of the Josh wake up of the Brian Schottenheimer hiring back in February
we all were
or whenever it was. That may be the most wrong I've ever been on a coaching hire.
I think 1,000%.
I have no clue how or where Jerry pulled that out of his God knows what, but I got nothing but respect because that is a genuinely impressive job he's done on their offense this year.
I'm really quick. I'm very confidently going to say that he's going to be the Cowboys coach in 15 years' time. He's their guy. I'm very confidently going to say that. Brandon, go ahead.
Well, also Dallas doesn't tend to. They tend to be for as much of a obviously a massive brand as they are. They tend to be pretty slow when it comes to turning over coaches. They're definitely one of the less trigger finger coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're willing to stay under Jerry's thumb.
Yeah. Look at the leashes that they gave Garrett and McCarthy. So, because Jason Garrett, they gave him as long a leash as possible. Oh, because he played for this team and he's close with Jerry, and like, who cares? And then McCarthy, because it's Mike McCarthy and the guy won a Super Bowl.
Mike McCarthy has that magical hot tub juice. So,
magical hot tub juice. Is not a phrase I ever thought I would hear on the show.
So yeah, but it's like I won't say that he's the guy just yet, because the thing is you have to build off of this. If he gets like to 8 wins next, like because right now they're at 6. If they get to about 8 or 9 next year, and then if they keep building, then I'm like okay. But yeah, I want to see one more year of it.
I agree. I think he's setting up well to outlast Mike McCarthy. The one thing I will say, the one thing I will say is just coaches almost never go 15 years in this thing. I mean, hell, Andy Reid didn't get 15 full years. So
yeah, I could say 10.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, Shane. Any other thoughts on Dallas? Just from a coaching perspective, or anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, it's also just like, from the locker room videos you see, you definitely tell like the guys believe in him. I mean, whenever you saw videos of like Mike McCarthy or Jason Garrett in the locker room, or where they're all just kind of like, there was very much a disconnect. But Shotty definitely, he feels like he's one of them. And I think they have a much greater sense of identity with him than they have before. I think if they can just defensively, if they can hit on a couple personnel decisions um, and get the coordinator right, most importantly, they will. I think they'll be solid for the foreseeable future. I mean, maybe not like a Super Bowl contender, but they'll be in the mix. They'll be competitive. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Brandon, go ahead.
Because I was thinking about this because I know I saw it before, like yesterday. But did you see how, speaking of Mike McCarthy, this is how out of touch he is with football. Did you see how he mispronounced Caleb Williams' name?
Yep.
What
do you call him? You call him like Khalib or something?
Khalib Williams. And then
Who? How do you?
I didn't watch the video, but hold on, I'll pull it up.
That's why I was trying to find it. I was trying to listen to it. Yeah.
How do you make it sound like Saudi Arabian when
that's just how out of touch Mike McCarthy was with football, even before he even got to Dallas. Like, Jesus.
I didn't listen to it yet. Is it as bad as people say it is?
I mean, he literally calls him Khalib Williams. I'm like,
right,
how do you look at Caleb and get Khalib?
It's also I'll say this. It's not just like the name is like, it's not just because of the fact that, the name is said on almost every NFL network almost every single day. It's not a unique name.
Not at all.
No.
Caleb is not an uncommon men's name. It's not. It's not like someone took a name like like what's considered a regular name and then put like a crazy spin on it. Caleb is the most common spelling of freaking Caleb.
I haven't listened to this yet, so I'm very excited for this. Here's Mike McCarthy on Pat McAfee. What was this? Was this on Friday? Thursday?
This might have been.
Yeah.
Frankly, I wouldn't be too hard on Cleve because he's different. He makes Cleve Williams.
It's Caleb. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're nowhere near.
Okay, you've never made a mistake. I knew you were talking about Caleb. We knew what you were talking about.
I got to rewind this. Hold on.
Wait, who is the one saying it's Caleb? Yada yada.
Pat McAfee.
That was Pat.
I was gonna say it's not like Pat McAfee.
That's Pat. Yeah, he was on Pat's show. I got to rewind this.
I was like, who?
Who? Yeah, I got to rewind this. This might be one of the greatest clips of the entire NFL season.
Frankly, I wouldn't be too hard on Cleve because he's different. He makes Cleve Williams.
It's Caleb. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're nowhere. You're nowhere near.
Okay, you've never made a mistake.
Can you please private message me that link because that is freaking hilarious.
Oh, I absolutely will right now. He said Khalib. Khalib. This ain't like DJ Khaled. What is happening?
Oh my God.
Akeem Khalib.
Akeem Khalib.
I saw the comments. The comments are great. Oh my God.
Thank you to the Pat McAfee show for that clip there. Yeah, but still, oh my God, that's amazing. Khalib. That's the best clip of the whole year. That's got to win best clip of the year. My God.
And of course, it was from Pat McAfee, the ones who brought you the famous quote between right before the Georgia and Bama game a couple of years ago.
What was that? The one I remember most is the Oregon Duck saying playing two sides of the ball is not Heisman worthy or whatever he said.
No, Georgia. Right before the game, they were doing like the picks, and then he called the dogs, and then he said, "Give me Alabama to break all your hearts."
Yeah,
I love that clip.
When I watched that, I was sat there. I was like I was in Kansas City at the time, and I was studying, and I just sat there, and I was like, "We're not losing this game."
And you didn't lose it, right? You won.
We won that game, and we won it pretty well.
You know what the best Pat McAfee moment was? I think of this season. I don't know if it was this season or it was late last season. I don't know when it was. It was either late last season or it was early this season when he dove into the big ass pool. And,
I've never seen that.
Oh my God, he dove into the Olympic sized pool. I think was it the University of Miami? Like he gave instead of giving his pick, he runs off the set, runs around, climbs up the ladder, You can like he's out of breath. He's talking as he's moving around. Obviously, strips off his stuff, and he was like,
His stuff.
I think like his clothes,
His stuff.
and he's basically said he just shouts out. He's like, "Give me!" I think all of us Miami, but he's like, "Give me Miami!" And he jumps straight in the water, dives straight down to Olympic-sized swimming pool. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Do you guys want to hear some wild NBA history today that happened today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
42 points for Cooper Flagg. The most total points in a single game by the youngest player ever to hit that mark in NBA history. 42 points.
How old is Cooper Flagg?
Like is he 18 or 19? Like early 19?
Whoa, okay, wow. I thought he was at least
Stop
21.
hurting my feelings, please.
I thought he was at least 21.
I'm sorry.
I'm still in mourning.
He is not turning 19. He turns 19 in 5 days.
Holy crap.
Wait, Brandon, what's wrong with him?
He wanted him for the Nets, but the Mavs have him.
But we messed up the tank.
I still cannot freaking believe after one of the most bonkers trades in NBA in sports history. I still can't believe they lucked out with the damn number 1 pick.
That's how
for Mavericks. Yeah.
That just confirms that it's rigged. There's no way it should have happened.
I'll say it again. I wasn't even a Pelicans fan then. If it was rigged, you think they would have put Zion, the shoe guy, on the damn Pelicans?
Well, you're saying you weren't a Pelicans fan when Zion was there. I hear what you're saying.
No. That was 2019. I didn't become a Pels fan until 2023.
Makes sense. Yeah. So I'm happy because I have him on my fantasy team, and he's been rough this year, but I've just kept rolling with him, so I'm happy about it. NBA Cup final tomorrow. Does anyone give a crap?
No.
I couldn't tell you who's in the NBA Cup final.
Yeah, only you.
It's the Spurs and the Knicks. Tomorrow.
Okay, so I mean that doesn't actually sound like it'll be a bad game. So I might.
No, it's not bad at all. But I don't know if anyone cares about that.
I
don't really care. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I mean, I'll care about it because it sounds like a good basketball game. I don't care about the NBA Cup in and of itself.
I like the NBA Cup, but I don't care about it. I like that it exists. That's it.
See,
I like that it exists.
I like good basketball games. That's all I'm going to say. You call it whatever you want, but the NBA Cup itself it's like the Knicks.
The Knicks just the Knicks are what they are. They're going to be a playoff team again, and they were great last year, and obviously Brunson and company are good again this year. But then here's the thing: who's going to stop Wemby? Who's stopping?
No idea. Hell, OKC can't even stop him.
Yeah.
I could not believe how that damn game ended.
There's only one threat to OKC. Actually, and it's not even a team. There's only one threat to OKC in the entire basketball breathing living world, and it's Wemby.
I know this is a ridiculous question to ask right now, but is there a world where Victor Wembanyama retires as the GOAT?
I'm gonna give you like an 85% chance that's a real thing. I just think he's such a specimen. And the career trajectory. Yes, Shane.
Pause though, because every time someone says this in basketball, the guy ends up tanking.
I mean,
yes. I will say this. Okay.
This is what people said about Zion. This is what people said about Ben Simmons.
Right. Or okay.
Look what happened there.
I will pause you there because
I will say it seems like Victor has done things in the NBA, not just before the NBA, but actually in the NBA that Zion and Ben Simmons weren't doing.
I would agree. He's league's better than them, but I'm just
all I'm trying to say is it's not like for Zion and all these other guys, it was really just hype. There wasn't like much evidence.
But then you also got to think about
him. Go ahead, Brandon.
Like think about like the last one that actually played in the NBA that they dubbed like the next great one. That was Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, after he hit his peak so early, much like Wemby's doing now, got hurt. That was the end of him. So Wemby is
I really wish I started following NBA during Derrick Rose.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
it was special.
I-
And
Derrick
I
Rose
wasn't even
would-
that big of an NBA fan at the time.
Derrick Rose would have been on the Mount Rushmore of basketball probably had he stayed healthy.
I became a Heat fan like right as he had his fall off.
Oh, Derrick Rose.
You have a
was-
weird NBA fandom, Scoop. I
Yeah.
respect it.
Well, so here's what's crazy. I lost interest in basketball because of a draft pick that the Heat made that I didn't like. Like that's
Who?
why I lost interest. It's going to sound even more ridiculous when I say who it was.
Was it Bam?
Yep.
Oh
My God! That's funny.
It's safe to say I'll never become an NBA scout.
Okay.
One of the first NBA games I ever watched was the Heat
Was it Heat
Spurs
Spurs? Yeah.
final game 7. Where was I? I was in Paris.
Was that the Ray Allen game?
Yeah. No, Ray Allen was game 6.
Game 6.
Yeah, that's right. What am I saying?
No, it
Game
was
7 was so
LeBron's.
great.
It was LeBron's first ring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yep. That was
No,
Yeah,
I think the first one was the Thunder, wasn't it? Wasn't the second one the Spurs?
No. Oh, yeah. No, the second one was 2012. He beat the Thunder. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. All right. Continue, Shane.
oh yeah, no, yeah. So the second one, because since our basketball team was taken from us,
I'm still mad about that, and I love watching the Thunder, and I'm still mad about it.
Are they thinking of bringing him back?
Not until like 2029 at the earliest, or
they've
2028
been
at
saying
the
that
earliest.
for years.
I've talked about this. So I think Scoop, I think you're muted, but the reason that they don't want to.
Just didn't want to cuss out loud when I banged my humorous.
Oh my God, no, but the reason why they don't want to do it is the owners. The owners don't want to give up revenue share, but not only would it be Seattle, it would be Vegas too, and Vegas needs a basketball team. Anyway, continue, Shane.
Well, yeah. So baseball was my first love. I started watching when I was like 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then at that age, didn't really care about basketball. Then the Sonics left when we were, what were we, 8?
8,
Robert?
yeah,
About
8, 9 years old, yeah.
Um,
That's why I don't
so
remember
then-
it. I don't remember it that well because I was so young.
yeah.
It
So
didn't
then
affect
Just crazy.
so then I really was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But I knew who Kevin Durant was.
Oh yeah.
And I knew other guys that were like Sean Kemp and
Gary Payton.
whoever, Gary Payton, yeah, whoever, Lenny Wilkins.
Deadlift Tramp, by the way.
Rest in peace.
Legend.
Yeah, but in any case,
Hell, even Ray Allen was there. Actually, yeah, Ray Allen was
Yeah,
there too.
it was.
He was,
Yeah, he was.
Ray Allen. Ray Allen was my first favorite player.
I love Ray.
yeah,
Only because,
Um,
mostly because I used to kill my buddy in 2K with his 3-point shot.
Everyone did that.
That's how I became a Heat fan.
That's a good way to become a fan. All right.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, but so I just never really got into NBA until I was like probably in middle school, and it was for whatever reason. I was about to say for whatever reason I was in Paris, but that's
New drinking game. Take a shot every time Shane mentions he was some fancy ass place on the show.
no.
Yeah.
It was like
Hawaii, Paris.
it was
Croatia.
yeah. Anyways, I just remember it was like 4 or 5 in the morning local time, and my dad had the TV on. Neither of us could sleep because we were all jet lagged and screwed up because we had just got there the day before, and he was like, "Oh, NBA's on," I was like, oh, okay. But then I was sitting there watching it, and it was, LeBron, Wade, Bosch, and then on the other side, you had
Tim Duncan, young
Tim
Kawhi.
Duncan Ginobili,
Parker.
Tony Parker.
Yeah, like
you guys know Tony Parker was a rapper.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I do know that.
I don't mean to interrupt Shane. My ninth grade, because I took French for 6 years, and he's part French, obviously.
Yeah.
Tony Parker, not Shane. Well, Shane might be. I don't know.
I'm not. No,
but
I was French that day though.
I played a video for my French class because I was doing some project and I was doing it on Tony Parker, and 2 of his songs became memes in that French class for years, and we would play the YouTube videos in class.
Yeah, I remember he was a rapper. Do you guys remember when Tony Parker, his last couple of years, was at Charlotte Hornet?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah,
that was
funny.
That was so weird.
Yeah. All right, Shane. So you're watching the game.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, and it was
okay.
just it was a crazy Game 7, and I was like, oh, why haven't I watched basketball all my life?
The two things that saved me from like falling out of with basketball. 2 things was those LeBron Heat teams were amazing. The game 7 when Cleveland came back from 3-1 to win, to win the title. I'm a huge LeBron fan, and LeBron's my favorite athlete of all time. I am very sad to admit that I do not have a LeBron poster anywhere in this room. I'm really pissed that I don't, because I have I have a Michael Jordan poster and like 2 Kobe things. I don't have a LeBron poster.
That's right.
I need a LeBron poster like down here somewhere.
I got a LeBron jersey in college, and it's I don't wear it much because it's friggin' yellow as mustard. But
yeah, I am So it was those teams, and then it was playing fantasy basketball. By the way, if like our trajectory of this show, if it wasn't for fantasy basketball, none of it would have happened. Because like our previous place, I knew about it because of fantasy basketball. So
what's crazy?
Life imitates art sometimes.
It's funny. It's funny how all you guys, it was like different points you fell into, and I fell in love with different sports. For me, it just happened all at once. Around 5-6 years old, all four. Devils, Nets, Eagles, Yankees, all 4, and it like literally like that's. It's crazy how the one team that made me fall in love with basketball is the same reason why I don't love basketball anymore. but like, it's like you guys are talking about like, the first games I watched was like 2010, 2011, 2012. My first game was 2007. It was Nets Heat at the old Izod Center. And so I got to see Jason Kidd and Vince Carter play against Shaq and D Wade. So
it's funny because the most recent NBA game that I went to was also Heat Nets.
Yeah, I grew up. That's why like I said 1,000 times on the show, my favorite player ever is Vince Carter. Vince Carter got me into basketball. Vince Carter's my favorite net. Like Vince Carter,
he's amazing on NBC. Last week I told you he was doing on the bench, and you were like, hell yeah.
Because I love that he's still. I mean, does he still call games with the Nets? At all?
I don't know. I don't know if his NBC duties preclude him to do some of that. I think he still is.
I think it's like certain games, right? Yeah. Because Vince is so cool to listen to. Because Vince is, besides being one of the most athletic players in NBA history, and the greatest dunker in NBA history, you could even say, or at least greatest in-game dunker. Like watching that man fly on my TV screen on Yes Network, growing up. Watching, Jason Kidd just throw him lobs 24/7 to hit his head being above the rim. Watching him throw it down was some of my favorite moments as a kid. Like you can go on YouTube, like there's a whole half hour of Vince Carter Nets highlights. I could watch it religiously, never get bored of it. Could watch it.
You would watch it way more than you actually watched the Nets this year.
Because what the hell is the point? There's no player. There's no Jason Kidd on this team. There's no Vince Carter on this team. There's no Richard Jefferson on this team. There's nothing on this team. Oh, listen, I like the rookies. I do. And I thought Cam Thomas was going to be a star. Unfortunately, the guy has the hamstring of a 95-year-old. So he never plays. So
That's one poster that I have. Cam Thomas.
When we drafted him, I thought he was going to be a steal of the draft, and for the first like 2 or 3 years, he was.
It was.
And then
he is the NBA version of a ball hog. You either love him or you hate him. I like him, but I'm not a huge fan of him.
Like coming into the league, he was like dollar store Michael Porter Jr., where it's like he's just a shooter and nothing else. And then it's like, okay, but the thing is, he's young enough they can develop him into being a better player.
He doesn't get assist or boards. He just
never happened. They just never developed him.
Yeah. Before we go, Scoop, how did you get into the NBA? What was your
it's the same. It's the story that I told you before. I was at my buddy Kyle's house, and we were playing whatever the hell the latest game console was at the time, the PS 0.5, and or the game Sphere.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I don't know. I don't think it was the Atari. I think that was a little bit out of date by then. But anyway, we were playing 2K12. I remember 12 because the first one that I got was 13.
PS3 era.
2 or 3, yeah.
Probably 3 though.
Anyway, whatever was the most modern at that time. And he had put in 2K because he also had a basketball hoop out in the front of his house, and then he had another one. Needless to say, he was a big basketball guy. He had a basketball out in front of his house on the friggin' driveway. His driveway was long as hell. And then in the back of the house, I think it was, he had one of them little rubber hoops that stuck on the back of a door.
I need to get one of those. I need one for this.
It was like a tiny one that like only those little like plastic basketballs go through.
I have one in my bathroom.
Oh, so good.
So fun.
I have one on my door.
Is it for like laundry?
No, it's just for you to shoot.
Just while I'm bored on the toilet. Some people scroll Instagram. I shoot hoops.
Yeah, you put on your own highlight reel.
Yeah. Anyway, where the hell was I going? Oh yeah. So, and he was a Celtics fan, and so he was going to be the Celtics when we were playing the game. And I didn't know who to be, so I'm pretty sure I hit the button that allows you to kind of just like cycle through and it picks
randomize.
They got rid of they got rid of that feature in 2K. You have to scroll by yourself. It's so stupid. They got rid of it in recent games.
Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Either that or I asked him and he told me to pick the Heat. Either way, and I was playing, and I'm pretty sure I got annihilated, but I just had so much damn fun with Ray Allen's 3-point shot that year. And I just that was the only thing that was working for me. Every time I would try and go up the paint, I would just get I would somehow foul a guy. Because I was also that guy in my careers where I would try and either steal the ball or defend, and I would just get a reach in foul, and I would foul out within 3.5 minutes with no points.
Oh my god, the reach and foul cheese back in those days were a trip. It's still a thing, but not.
I don't reach it at all. I just play straight up defense. I don't bother reaching.
That's what I thought I was doing. But either way, I mean, I was just getting straight F teammate grades with no points every freaking time. But anyway, but it was literally that game playing with him that made me, a Ray Allen fan and thus a Miami Heat fan. It just happened to be that it was at the same time that the Heat were the damn villains of the league. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, in 2016, we draft Bam Adebayo, or they draft Bam Adebayo. I can't say we, but they draft Bam Adebayo, and I'm so pissed. I'm crashing out to everybody. I'm texting people. I'm posting on social media. I'm crashing the hell out. I don't watch another NBA game for 2 years. I go to Seton Hall. I briefly become it was weird. I was rooting for the Lakers, but also the Sixers. It was a weird time.
Oh my god!
It was
a struggle. Damn it! Again, teams in the league.
Again, it was a weird ass time.
Well, wait. Are you? First of all, before you even finish the story, are you staying with the Pelicans?
Are you gonna?
Yes.
Are you gonna? Okay, good.
Completely staying.
Bro, we are the worst team. We're the worst team in the league this year, and I haven't even thought about switching. What does that tell you?
Good.
And
Derek Queen's amazing. Buy Derek Queen jersey. And
I'm also going to mention this. If I were going to change again, when I stopped following the Pelicans, when I stopped following the Nets, I literally started following a worse team. But anyway, I struggle. And again, it goes back to what I've talked about with the NBA in the past. The reason why I struggled so much one, obviously there's no team in Rochester. Two, I kept moving. And three, the players are just so disconnected from, like, there's no player team, like there's no Aaron
Yes.
Judge that's the face of the team for 10 years. There's no, it's very, almost like the Giannis's are almost never, and even now he's probably going to get moved.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
that's 100% true. You
that
follow
was
you
the
follow
hard, that was
players.
so that was the hardest thing I had with the NBA. And that's how I became a Pelicans fan, because I really just, it wasn't about a player for me. I just really vibed with the culture down there, just in the Southeast in general. And I was supposed to move to NOLA at one point, so that's how I became that. And even when I didn't end up moving to NOLA, I was like, well, I've already started following the Pelicans. I might as well stay on it. Herbert Jones became my favorite player for a while. And
Herb Jones, I love me some Herb Jones.
Well, he's one of the only guys I've seen that plays genuine defense, and actually clearly works on his defensive game. But it's also, this is going to sound crazy, and I'm sorry to keep talking, but this is the last thing I'll say. When I was trying to find a team to actually get into, I did probably the most generation whatever we are Z thing possible. I went onto Reddit and I got into the Reddit boards for each of the teams that I was looking at. And I tried to get to know fans and try to get them to like explain their teams to me. What were
your teams that you were choosing between?
The Pelicans, the Pacers. I can't remember who else.
Those are two really good choices.
I'm pretty sure the Thunder were one of them, but this was before they were actually like really good.
Nasty,
this is when they were still stocking picks and shit. But every team's fans that I found were complete assholes, except for the Pelicans. The Pelicans were all like really great people to me, and that was a big part of how I chose that.
You know what's
what are you gonna do if the Pelicans move to Vegas?
They moved to beep 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 back up.
The Pelicans arena has been in flux for 3 years, and there's rumors that they might move to Vegas. Have you heard about this?
I mean, every time a team has like a stadium issue, you hear rumors about it. So I really don't pay attention to it all that much. So I didn't really know it was like a really serious thing. Like, I mean, shucks. I mean, George Steinbrenner was threatening to move the Yankees to New Jersey every other week. Like, it's just like I don't really.
Nobody wants to be in New Jersey. Nobody wants to, because listen, the Nets moved because they had issues with both the Izod Center getting.
I mean, keep in mind this was also 30 years ago. But like pre-Core 4 era.
But not just that too. Like the Devils, if the Devils didn't finally start winning games like back in 2018, they would have.
But Rob, I'll say something interesting to you about this, because I just learned this. So born and raised in Rochester, most of my people from my upbringing and my mom and everybody are still up here. So I'm up here frequently. I'm up here now, obviously. Fun fact: that is the only central or west city, Las Vegas is, that you can get a direct flight from here to go to. So that might not actually be like
the worst thing in the world.
No, obviously I'd be disappointed, but like it wouldn't be like a pain in the tail to get to, like it would be if they went to Utah or something.
Yeah. Seriously though, like I love fantasy basketball. Like I was not going to play this year, and my friends were like, "Yo, you got to play. You got to play." So I'm playing again. But I just, and I get it. Like fantasy basketball doesn't really imitate like real life basketball in terms of analysis, but oh my god, the amount of random NBA players I know just because of fantasy is stupid.
And then compare that to fantasy football, which gives us all agita and just completely kills us every week.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because
fantasy basketball doesn't kill you because you actually have to know what you're doing. In fantasy football, you cannot know what you're doing and win an entire league. If you do that in fantasy basketball, you're going to be kicked out of the league.
My dad's friend will I'm in a league with a bunch of my dad's friends from like when I was growing up. He's not in it anymore, but I'm still in it. And my dad, his one friend will go to the draft. He'll like draft in person with because usually we draft in person. We didn't this year, but he'll come to the drafts. He'll draft as if like he's like the most involved guy in the world. None of us will hear from him for the next 9 years, or I'm sorry, the next 9 months rather. And oftentimes his team ends up being pretty good, even though he barely does anything to it, and it pisses us all off to no end.
That's so weird, man. Because in my and that's not saying your league isn't competitive. I know your league isn't competitive or is competitive, but for me, like I am in a league where if someone's like number one, like, hey, you need to pick this guy up on the waiver wire, he gets picked up during his game. Like in the middle of his game, people pick people up. It's nuts. It's actually insane. Anything else on the NBA before we go, Shane?
No.
Any other NBA stuff?
I'm just a fan of wherever KD is because he's all the
I was gonna ask this. Isn't like the guy who hits a ton of 3-pointers on the Wizards, Corey Kispert? Isn't he like a Washington kid?
Yeah, there are a couple guys. So there's him, and then Zach LaVine is a local guy as well.
I think it's Bellevue High School. If you look up one of their old like lip sync videos at the end, Zach LaVine's in there. Is it Bellevue High School?
LaVine got so much like off that one freaking All-Star weekend or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah,
he just his name took off from there. He was like the OBJ of the NBA.
The thing with Zach
he's
LaVine,
still a good player. He just doesn't get enough.
Yeah, no, he's a good
they're
player.
Both good, they're both good players, but they're expected to. They're talked about like they were the guy that they had that when they had that one moment, and they're not.
Well, the thing with LaVine right now is that he's on the dumbest franchise in the NBA, and it's not your Pelicans, Scoop. It's actually the Sacramento Kings because they're starting Russell Westbrook and making him play 40 minutes a game. So,
to be fair, we picked up DeAndre Jordan a few months ago, so I wouldn't put us that far behind them.
No. So it's Kispert, it's LaVine. Is there like a few others? Is that like the main?
Well, there were a lot more.
Jamal Crawford, obviously, crossover here.
Right. Isaiah Thomas, yeah. But
I would ask about your guys' states, but I assume there's a lot more players.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. So there's So yeah.
The player that I would mention, there's the two players that I would mention. There's a player on the Nuggets, Jade. Here, let me double check the roster very, very quickly. There's a player on the Nuggets who played for the rival of the team that I managed here. Jalen Pickett. So he was on our biggest rival, or one of our biggest rivals anyway. And of course, I've talked about on here the guy whose team I managed. He was on there the first year that I was there. Is now on the Pistons. That's Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, who
UW kid,
who's basically UW kid, who's basically bringing back the bad boys Pistons and either getting arrested or suspended every other week.
Yeah. There's the most famous basketball player from our state. I don't know. Maybe you might have heard of him, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was from New Jersey.
He's born and raised in Newark. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Also, J.R. Smith is from here. Cat, obviously. That's why I wanted Cat to be a net. Cat's from here. Rick Barry's from here. Bunch of guys. So
yeah. All right.
Kyrie. I forgot about Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving. Yeah.
He's from South Orange, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's actually South Orange. All right. Well, that was good. Did some fun NBA stuff. Some Christmas cheer from Scoop. That's a good way to do post credits, I think.
Thanks for letting me do that.
Of course, we'll have you do it every week. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Anything else before we go, guys? Any like football related things before Thursday?
No.
We always forget something. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Hey, well, you know what? It's good that we're doing our normal allotment of shows. Normally, how this show goes is if there is a Saturday slate, we do not record on Thursday or Saturday. We just skip it because it's 3 games or sometimes more than 3, and we just say nah. But we are going to this Thursday because it's a really big game. It's Rams Seahawks, and we're not missing that. So,
just to correct it, Kyrie's from West Orange.
West Orange. Yes, Scoop. What do you got here?
Did we talk at all about the update about Mahomes' injury?
The LCL,
Yeah.
it's 9 months. Brandon said week 6. I think a fair estimate.
That's probably about the range that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says that Rappaport doesn't likely, Rappaport mentions it doesn't necessarily extend his timeline for a return longer than the typical 9 months for an ACL tear, but it's a potential complication. 9 months, that would probably bring you to roughly the mid to late September.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to ramp them up too. So
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. But obviously, hopefully he gets back healthy for himself first, and then obviously, hopefully, like I said on yesterday, I don't remember if it was on the show or not, but like I said yesterday, hopefully the next time Philly manhandles Kansas City, it's with a full Mahomes on the roster.
Do we also know anything about Micah Parsons? Yeah, like any more about Micah Parsons and his?
I'll give you the last update. I'll give you the last update that I had right here. It was sugar sandwich. Come on.
What?
What?
Sugar sandwich.
Well, I know we're on air, and I say shit sandwich, but I was trying to prevent myself from doing that. But
I know that Mahomes. The only thing I heard was what you said, Scoop. Mahomes got surgery in Texas today.
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything about Parsons.
Aside from you heard that it was confirmed that he had a torn ACL, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was.
And they put out that tweet.
Yeah, that's the last that's come out. Presumably would be around roughly around 9 months for him as well.
Yeah. Anything on those injuries, Shane? I mean, it sucks. We didn't get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, it's gonna.
The Packers already were out Kraft, and now to be out him. I mean, that's obviously.
Yeah, Brandon mentioned that yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Their problems will carry over into next season.
Yeah.
Because
especially if you're Kansas City, but yeah.
Kansas City, yeah. Who are you going to replace him with for the first third of the season? And even when he does come back, is he really going to be 100%? I don't know. And by that point, will they already be way behind? And yeah,
Shane,
sucks.
Shane, you know what word I said yesterday but we opened the show with yesterday for the Mahomes stuff. I said it's a living nightmare. Pretty much what it is for Kansas City. It's a living nightmare.
Yeah.
The Parsons injury it sucks. Just sucks. Not to see him in the playoffs.
It does. We talk crap about these guys all the time, and but at the end of the day, it's this just sucks. When this happens, it's no matter what you feel about a player, it's you never want to see that. And it's ultimately the league and the sport is better with guys like them in it. And it's just hoping that they can be back at full strength, sooner than later, and get back to doing what they do. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, and with that, we will wrap up. For Brandon, Shane, Scoop, and myself, and yes, we normally don't do a show on Thursday after a Saturday slate or with a Saturday slate. I'll say it again. We normally don't. We will have a special final Thursday night edition of the show for Rams Seahawks. Very excited for that. We're going to do the pianist. We're going to talk everything that's happening with that division and more on Thursday night. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.
Night, fellas.
Take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.